Welcome to Coin Spyder, the ultimate destination for coin lovers and history seekers. Today, you are about to discover a fascinating piece of history, a coin that carries the legacy of an entire era, the 1901 Queen Victoria Farthing. This coin is not just a piece of metal, but a story frozen in time, representing the glory of the British Empire at its peak and the last year of Queen Victoria's reign. Imagine holding in your hands something that was once in circulation over 120 years ago, during a time when the world was changing rapidly and the British Empire ruled across continents. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you will learn everything about this coin, its history, design, metal composition, symbolism, and its value in the collector's market today. So let's dive into the journey of the Queen Victoria 1901 farthing. And trust me, by the end of this video, you will not want to miss even a single detail. The last year of Queen Victoria. The 1901 Queen Victoria Farthing holds a special place in history because it was minted in the very last year of her reign. Queen Victoria, who ruled from 1837 until her death in 1901, was one of the longest reigning monarchs of Britain. Her era is famously known as the Victorian Era, marked by industrial revolution, scientific advancement, colonial expansion, and cultural transformation. This coin symbolizes the end of an era as Queen Victoria passed away in January 1901, and her son Edward VII succeeded her. Collectors treasure this coin because it was the final farthing issued under Victoria, making it a closing chapter of a monumental reign. The meaning of a farthing. To understand the importance of this coin, we need to know what a farthing actually was. A farthing was worth 1/4 of a penny, and since there were 240 pennies in 1 British pound, it was a very small denomination. Despite its low value, the farthing played an essential role in everyday life for working-class people. It was often used for buying basic goods like bread, vegetables, or even paying for small services. Imagine a time when a farthing had the power to buy something useful, while today, its value is nothing compared to modern currency. This is what makes holding such a coin a fascinating reminder of the economic and social structure of the late Victorian era. The obverse design. The obverse of the 1901 Queen Victoria Farthing displays a portrait of the Queen herself, facing left. This portrait is known as the old head or veiled head design, which shows Queen Victoria wearing a small crown and a veil that drapes around her shoulders. This design was introduced in 1893 and was used until her death in 1901. Around her portrait is the Latin inscription, Victoria Dei Grey Brit Regina, FUIDDEFINDIMP, which translates to Victoria by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Empress of India. This long inscription reflects both her religious and political titles, symbolizing her dominance not only in Britain, but across the vast territories of the empire. The reverse design. On the reverse side of the coin, we see the image of Britannia, the female personification of Britain. She is seated, holding a trident in one hand and a shield with the Union Jack in the other. Above her is the word farthing, while the year 1901 appears at the bottom. This imagery of Britannia has been used on British coins for centuries, symbolizing strength, authority, and naval power. The trident represents Britain's dominance at sea, while the shield represents protection and unity of the empire. Even though this was a small value coin, the design was full of national pride and symbolism that showcased Britain's global strength at the time. Metal composition and size. The 1901 farthing was made of bronze, a durable metal that allowed coins to last through years of circulation. Its diameter was approximately 20 millimeters and it weighed around 2.8 grams. Despite its small size and low face value, the coin carried detailed artistry that made it stand out. The quality of bronze ensured that many of these coins survived over the decades, even though they were used by millions of people. This durability is the reason why collectors today can still find specimens of the 1901 farthing, though their condition may vary from heavily worn to well-preserved examples. Historical context of 1901. The year 1901 was a turning point in British history, With Queen Victoria's death, the Victorian era ended, and the Edwardian era began. The farthing from this year is more than just money. It is a transition marker between two royal eras. At the time, the British Empire was still the largest in the world, stretching across Asia, Africa, the Americas, and Oceania. Industrial progress, railway expansion, and naval supremacy defined the empire's global influence. Owning a coin from this exact year gives collectors a direct connection to this transformative moment in history when Britain stood at the peak of its power. Collectibility of the 1901, farthing among coin collectors, the 1901. Queen Victoria Farthing is considered highly collectible because of its historical importance. While farthings were minted in large numbers, coins from 1901 are especially significant as they were the final issue under Victoria. Collectors often seek these coins to complete their Victorian series or to mark the end of her reign. The value of such coins depends on their condition, rarity, and demand. A well-preserved 1901 farthing can fetch a good price in auctions, while a worn one still holds sentimental and historical value. Either way, this coin remains a must-have for enthusiasts of British numismatics. The symbolism of Britannia. Britannia's figure on the reverse of the coin deserves special attention. She was not just a decorative element, but a powerful symbol of British identity. For centuries, Britannia has appeared on coins, stamps, and official emblems, representing the strength and unity of the nation. In 1901, this symbolism was especially important as Britain was asserting its dominance across the seas and colonies. The trident in Britannia's hand highlighted naval supremacy, while her seated pose portrayed a sense of authority and calm control. Collectors often admire the artistry and detail of this depiction, which connects deeply with Britain's imperial pride. Circulation and usage. The 1901 farthing circulated widely across Britain and its colonies. Being a coin of small denomination, it was handled by millions of ordinary citizens in everyday transactions. It might have passed through the hands of workers, shopkeepers, children buying sweets, or farmers purchasing goods. The wide circulation of such coins makes each surviving specimen a silent witness to the lives of ordinary people during the Victorian era. The artistic legacy of Victorian coinage. Victorian coinage is admired for its artistic beauty, and the 1901 farthing is no exception. Despite being one of the smallest denominations, the detail and care in its design reflect the pride of the Royal Mint in producing quality currency. The portrait of Queen Victoria in her later years shows her as a dignified and respected monarch, while the reverse design of Britannia demonstrates the enduring artistic tradition of British coins. For collectors, this artistry is just as valuable as the historical and monetary significance of the coin itself. Condition and grading. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1901 farthing in worn condition may only hold minimal monetary value, but a coin in fine, very fine, or uncirculated condition can be worth much more. Collectors and grading agencies often evaluate such coins based on the sharpness of the design, the visibility of inscriptions, and the overall preservation of details. Coins that retain their bronze shine and clear images of Victoria and Britannia are the most desirable. This is why every 1901 farthing tells a different story, depending on how it has survived over the decades. The modern value today. The value of a 1901 Queen Victoria farthing can range from just a few dollars for a heavily worn piece to much higher amounts for rare and well-preserved examples. While it is not considered an extremely rare coin, its historical importance makes it valuable to collectors worldwide. Many online auctions and numismatic shops feature this coin, and its price continues to rise as interest in Victorian coins grows. Even if you own one in average condition, it is still a treasure, as it connects you to the final year of one of Britain's greatest monarchs. The 1901 Queen Victoria farthing is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of history, empire, artistry, and legacy. It represents the final chapter of a queen who defined an entire era, and it carries with it the spirit of a global empire at its height. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just beginning your journey in numismatics, this coin is a wonderful reminder of how small objects can hold immense stories. If you enjoyed this journey with Coin Spyder, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating explorations of rare and historical coins. Stay with us because every coin has a story, and every story is worth discovering.